we need to attach more priority, more concern, more thought to 5 things: to clubs, to coaches and to facilities, to enhancing the human infrastructure, by which fundamentally I suppose I mean officials and volunteers, and finally to making sure that the number of people involved in sport continues to grow on a year-by-year basis.
The South West region of Sport England has a very strong role to play as we go forward. They understand the community extremely well, and it's a particular type of community, the sheer geographical distances, the spread of population, the type of sports people like. So they have a major role to play in fulfilling our strategy. I'm very clear that what our regions know and understand is something that you can't possibly replicate by specialists sitting in London, and so the connectivity that they give us is crucial as we go forward.
Historically, we've been the largest region. It's as far from Penzance to Tewkesbury in the north as it is from Tewkesbury to Scotland. We have 5 million population, 10% of the English population. A region of regions, I think it's been called, certainly a place of great contrasts. In terms of sport, on the one hand, fantastic, inspirational, wonderful. On the other hand, we have 80% of the population not regularly involved in sport, and we have huge challenges.
What's very clear as we go forward is that the national governing bodies of sport, or NGBs as they tend to be called, really are going to be at the heart of delivery for us. So it is very much going with what they know about their sports, the priorities they're setting in their sports, and us supporting that. But supporting it in terms of what it's right to use government funding for. So it is about things like growing the sport, it's about talent identification, it's about giving a really good service to their members as well. So we want them to be very player and participant centric, and I think there are going to be some really interesting dialogues between Sport England and those NGBs as they put together their plans for the next 4 years.
I think we're at a special moment in time, really. New Secretary of State's made it quite clear that we're looking at very, very substantial change. We're moving to a world that will be NGB centric. We're moving to a world in which there'll be greater emphasis on talent, and a world in which the objective is a world-class community sports system.
I think it's inevitable really that because national governing bodies have national plans for their sport, that's where the primary negotiation will take place. But it's equally important that if swimming, for example, says to me, we can quadruple participation in Cornwall, that I've got somebody who understands Cornwall, understands the infrastructure, the demographics, who can say either, Jenny, that's nonsense, or yes, of course they can. So the information that the regions provide about how deliverable those plans are will be absolutely critical in our assessment process.
I think the regions will continue to play a role and continue to play an important role. It will be simply a different role. I think it's fair to say that whilst we've made a lot of progress in terms of individual projects, we haven't got the sort of joined up system that we aspired to 4 years ago. We have governing bodies of sport. We have many in the region doing exceptional work, but I don't yet think that we've found a way of really gelling. If you like, they're still operating in a little bit of a parallel universe.
In terms of thinking about Sport England strategy, we're actually thinking on a 10-year timeline, because some of these changes will take a while, but we need to have some really sharp 3-year targets. So by 2011, the year before the Games, I want to be really clear that Sport England will have made a significant difference, that if we look at community sport, it's better supported, that the money has been really carefully targeted, and that there are more people out there doing their sport and really enjoying it and feeling that the system is a high-quality system that supports them well.
I think it will be a year of transition, a transition from the end of the old regional plan to the environment we find ourselves in a governing body-centric world. Recognising that we will have to change and increase the priority of how we work with our governing body partners in the region will be particularly important. I think the sort of energy that in the past we've put into other sectors of sport maybe will have to be retrenched and focused with greater energy, greater resource and greater passion with our governing body partners. But fundamentally, a learning year, a transitional year, and a year of preparation for a future which will be very different.